I would say this is probably, if you wanted something that was non-alcoholic, this is excellent. You're missing the very ever so slight bite of the alcohol, but the agave forward, a very, very light hint of spice if you look for it. This is excellent, in my opinion. I bet whenever you make a margarita with these two, there won't be that much of a difference. All right, so Lewis Hamilton is leaving Mercedes and going to Ferrari. Well, if you didn't know, he has advertised this brand Almave, which is a non-alcoholic spirit. It's supposed to be like tequila, and this is the amber, which is supposed to be more like sipping, but you can also use it in a margarita as well. And I kind of wanted to give some tasting notes, kind of make a margarita with it, maybe compare it to another like sipping tequila like El Tesoro, and kind of go from there. So give it a little of a sipping sample. And on the nose, it's really sweet. I almost like describe it as like a black licorice or like a cotton candy almost. And that sweetness is going to be that agave. It's, of course, non-alcoholic, so it's going to be agave forward. There's none of that bite from the alcohol itself. You get like a slight spice, like a cardamom or something along those lines. But it's mainly agave forward for sure on the nose itself. Hmm. So it's almost like flavored water, I would almost say. And I'm not saying it's flavored, it's just like it's very light. It doesn't have the bite of the alcohol content. It's mostly the agave that you're getting from that sweetness. There is like a subtle hint of spice, but you'd really have to look for it, in my opinion. It's it's just very light, very very light. It's smooth. It tastes great, honestly. I would be very curious to see this in a margarita, but I would say I'd have to add agave, like an actual shred of agave nectar, to really get that additional component of a margarita. Since you're missing the alcohol bite, you need to add something else to it to kind of like make up for that. Um, but overall, it's pretty good. I do want to kind of compare it to this in the sense of what's truly missing. I will say it's close. So if you have this, you will recognize the alcohol bite, but you do have the underlying sweetness of the agave itself. So I'd say that's actually pretty close. You're just missing that alcohol note. Same thing there. Hmm. I'd say that's pretty closely matched. Now, completely different. This is an excellent tequila. It's You're getting a little bit of burn through the throat, but this is a light alcohol content as well. I would say this is probably, if you wanted something that was non-alcoholic, this is excellent. You're missing the very ever so slight bite of the alcohol, but the agave forward, a very, very light hint of spice if you look for it. This is excellent, in my opinion. I bet whenever you make a margarita with these two, there won't be that much of a difference. Which, of course, most people aren't going to make a margarita with El Tesoro, but I do sometimes because it's excellent tequila and it's going to taste great in drinks as well as sipping. So your choice, how much money you want to spend. But this is really good, in my opinion. I've never been a big fan of non-alcoholic products because they usually miss the note on what they're trying to achieve. But this is pretty damn good. If you want to sip it or put it into a drink, it's going to take that note extra. So if you're ever having parties or someone that's just not drinking for the day, you could definitely fill in for this. I haven't tried their Blanco version yet. I do want to order that eventually and kind of compare that. But yeah, I do want to see what margarita tastes like with these two. All right, so let's make a margarita real quick. Dude, 2 ounces of each in these, of course. Online, it says to use orange bitters in their margarita, which it's kind of your take. It's 40% alcohol content, but whenever it gets diluted, it's going to be very, very, very low. It might even be like the 0.5 to 1. So I think I'm going to do like 1 dash, 2 dashes. Once it's diluted, it's going to be almost nothing, but you're going to get that note. Kind of your choice, but I'll see if, you know, kind of does that. So I did 1 with a little bit extra in that. Mixed up the cups, but is what it is. Doesn't matter. All right. Again, a little bit more, about an ounce more because of the extra stuff on this one. But let's kind of see how these turn out. I use straws for these. So the Almave Margarita. Pretty good. It's very sweet. It's agave forward, of course. It's kind of what you would expect. Yeah. That's pretty good. I wish I had a little bit more of a bite, I want to say. But that is kind of just something that I'm probably looking for this one. But this one's very good. It's just, once again, you're getting that agave sweetness as kind of the main note of that one. So this one, of course, very good. The actual tequila, it is 2 ounces of tequila, 3/4 an ounce of orange liqueur, or 1, depending what you want to do, and then your agave and your lime. So you're getting about 2.75 ounces of liquor. So of course you're getting that liquor bite, which is what most people are probably used to. But same thing, sweetness. I'd say it's pretty good. I like this one. The only thing that if you are making these, just remember, you are missing that alcohol bite. That is something you have to keep in mind. This is a very good drink. It's great for a non-alcoholic. It's gonna look very similar. It's just a little bit less content. You could fill that up with something else because of course you're putting less spirits inside of it. But overall, it's pretty good. I enjoy it, and if there's ever a time like after work and you just don't want to consume alcohol, great choice. Great choice in my opinion. It's very well done. Good job, Lewis Hamilton. Good job.